National Fisherman Live. I'm Leslie Taylor. Here's some recent fishing news from around the coasts. The second round of federal disaster aid should begin going out to eligible Massachusetts beneficiaries around the first week of March, the State Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs announced last week. Approximately $8.3 million in second-round funds brings the state's total to date to about $14.8 million from the $75 million Congress allocated more than a year ago, according to the Gloucester Daily Times. The second installment of the fishery disaster assistance is designated for Massachusetts fishermen, crew members, shoreside businesses, and recreational fishing stakeholders. Oregon LNG's proposed new liquefied natural gas export terminal on the Skipanon Peninsula could disrupt commercial and recreational fishing in the Columbia River, according to the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, which has recommended that the company perform a thorough analysis of the terminal's impact. The Department of Fish and Wildlife contends that the project could interfere with, among other things, access to the Skipanon Marina, popular recreational Chinook and coho salmon fishing at the mouth of the Skipanon River, and recreational crabbing in the estuary near the proposed terminal's berthing dock, according to the Daily Astorian. In North Carolina this week, the only state-funded boat dock for commercial and recreational fishermen opened north of the Dare County community of Mans Harbor, according to Pilot Online. The facility has 600 feet of bulkhead, 3 launching ramps, a platform for unloading gear and fish catch, shoreline docks, gravel parking areas, and green space for picnicking. The bulk of the $5.7 million project was funded through grants from a state division of Marine Fisheries Fund and the Resources Commission. NOAA's new rules for fishing gear intended to protect whales are set to go into effect June 1st, according to the Ellsworth American. This will affect some Maine lobstermen. Although most of Maine's state waters are inside the exemption line designated in the rule, any lobster gear set outside the line must have vertical lines marked at the top, middle, and bottom with 12-inch red marks in order to reduce the risk of whale entanglement. The buoy lines can be marked with colored twine, paint, or plastic electrical tape. And in Florida, fishermen were up in arms at the idea of reducing the number of spiny lobster traps as a way of easing fishing pressure on the Florida Keys' most lucrative commercial fishery, according to Florida Keys News. In the 2013-2014 season, fishermen exceeded the annual spiny lobster catch limit of 7.3 million pounds. So this week, at a meeting of state and federal fishery managers, corrective measures were discussed, including closing the season early, embarking on a more aggressive trap reduction program, and exempting the spiny lobster fishery from annual quotas. The proposal that received the most vocal opposition was aggressive reduction in the number of traps. The committee eventually decided to recommend that federal fishery managers exempt lobster from annual catch limits. The recommendation will next go to the Gulf Council's Atlantic Science and Statistical Committee before eventually going to the South Atlantic and Gulf Councils. For more commercial fishing news and analysis, subscribe to National Fisherman Magazine, visit our website at www.nationalfisherman.com, or subscribe to our twice-weekly e-newsletter. For National Fisherman Live, I'm Leslie Taylor.